Hey there guys. So a video that I've been meaning to do every year since making this channel is regarding the seasons, and it's in relation to something called seasonal affective disorder, which is somewhat distastefully referred to as SAD in the medical community, and the reason for this will become clearer. But what seasonal affective disorder essentially revolves around is the fact that during the autumn and winter months there is a lot less light out, and on top of that the weather tends to be a bit nastier as well. So with this, increased darkness and you feeling a lot colder more of the time, you can appreciate that people's mood is lowered, and with that lowered mood, it can be potentially triggering for eating disorders. And I certainly can relate to this because my initial diagnosis and my relapse both occurred during winter, and I definitely remember at the time feeling, especially with the relapse, feeling a lot more, I don't know, a lot more enclosed, a lot more wanting to be on my own because of how dark it was outside. I used to really hate it, and especially with it getting colder as well, it just wasn't great, and it just generally made me feel a bit worse on the inside. So this is something that I want you guys to be aware of because it can truly affect, your road to recovery. And you might think that you're doing really well up to a point, but if the weather makes you feel down, it can be potentially triggering and cause you to set back. So if you can try and keep this in mind and just, I don't know, try and do things to combat against the increased darkness and cold so that you're not potentially affected by it, then it can be really useful for you. So what are some of the things that I've done? Well, I've tried to expose myself to as much light as possible during the winter months, and even if that means that I am inside and I've got a light on, even though I know that I don't need an extra light on. See it on there? I've got this lamp in my room there. So I've got a lamp on in my room that I just keep on even though there's a light in my room. And if I'm in the library working, even though the lights are on, the normal lights are on, I also turn on the additional desk lights. And this is something that has been proven to work, and it's something I think it's referred to as just light therapy. And there are some companies that actually sell you light boxes, which you can put in front of yourself. And I know that they say it lets out a certain wavelength of light, which makes you feel better. But in reality, if you can just get a light on, then that's fine as well. The other thing is it's obviously getting colder, and with that, it can potentially make you feel a bit more wanting to, do that and not want to be around other people. So again, there are some obvious things that you can do, and the first is wear more layers, and the other thing is potentially putting the heater on in the house, or just being somewhere that is generally warm. Uh, I know these are really obvious things, but these are things that people just won't think about unless it's made blatant to them for the reasons of their health. And I don't know, a lot of people tend to think of human beings as the pinnacle of everything. They think we're not affected by anything. We're essentially robots in a way. Well, if you can sort of shy away from that and just think of humans in the same light as other animals, but with a more well-developed brain. So other animals are affected by the day-night cycle, by the weekly cycles, by the monthly cycles, seasonal cycles, and even annual and beyond. There are so many cycles within human biology. And if you think about humans, there are again many cycles within us. So we've got the sleep-wake cycle. We're obviously affected by the day-night thing going on. And the other thing for women, the menstrual cycle. And again, with the months and the seasons, we are obviously affected by them. So if we can appreciate this and just sort of act upon them and not let us be affected by what can be occurring during the winter times, then that's great, because then we can continue with our recovery. If you've got any other questions related to this, please let me know, because these sort of circadian rhythms are really interested in human biology, and it's really cutting edge science going on at the moment, especially here in Cambridge. Uh, we were lectured by one of the guys who are leading the research in rhythms, day-night rhythms, and all these other rhythms within human biology, and it was absolutely amazing. I wish that he gave us a better reading list, because I would have actually done the essay in the exam, but he was a bit he was a great lecturer, but just not a great teacher in a way. Um, but yeah, if you've got any other questions related to this, please do let me know. But just for now, just keep this in mind and just try and act upon what's going to be going on in the upcoming months, so that you're not affected by it. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching.